She's alive. Alive!
Right, we'll go for as long as we can.
Yes.
We don't know. This is Thursday night. And what's the storm's name? It's
Storm Eowyn.
And that's Welsh. It looks like it's spelt Welsh.
Yeah, is that the name of Liv Tyler in Lord of the Rings?
What? I don't know. So I told you this. This is a hot take, but Lord of the Rings puts me to sleep. I've never gotten through the second or third one without falling asleep.
Liv Tyler. Sorry, did I just call her Taylor? I just bad with names. If I'm being very honest.
And what, you think that's... Well, I think it'll be all right.
No, Arwen. That's her. Yeah.
And what do they say? This is like... they're freaking people out is what they're doing.
Well, to be honest, the way you opened the podcast, it sounded like an apocalypse thing. I thought you were going to be like, we'll see how we get on. It's Thursday night. 22, 37 hours.
Like, you know, like the power could go out. Because that's my biggest worry. Yeah. Is that we're going to have like 4 or 5 days with 2 kids getting withdrawal symptoms from not having any electrical items in front of them.
Yeah, imagine.
Fucking rattling in the corner. But
that's a gust.
Yeah, I mean, like I went into Aldi today and people had like fucking panic bought half the shop.
It is extremely fucking inconsiderate. It really, really is. I mean, like, there should be a limit, like, sure. I mean, like, when you go into a supermarket in Ireland and see that there's no fruit and veg left, what the fuck, guys?
No fruit, no veg, no meat.
No Actimel drinks.
No bread. Yeah, Actimel drinks for some reason they took. Plenty of fire stuff there, which is strange because that's kind of what you need. Because I only dawned on me today as well, if the electricity goes, the central heating goes.
Oh, absolutely. But I think then a part of that could be you're not supposed to light a fire in weather. Like, as soon as the red warning comes in, you can't have flames in your fireplace. Why? Because if it's a very, very bad storm, it can...
So how do we keep ourselves warm here?
Oh, well, as soon as the wind goes, we can, as in like dies down tomorrow in the orange warning, we can absolutely, past 10, we can light a fire.
It's crazy. They're saying this is going to be the worst hurricane in Irish history, is it?
Basically, like
or modern history.
Yeah, it's the lowest pressure that we've ever seen in a weather system, as far as I know.
I don't know what that means. I don't know anything about weather.
So you need low pressure to create a storm. So yesterday this was like I think it's measured in bars. It was like over 1,000 bars, but it was down to 900 and something then. But apparently it's dropping rapidly by like 50 bars like every so often. But that's why it's going to be like explosive, because the temperature or the pressure is going down so fast.
See, I'm expecting it to be a bit intense because we have the 2 kids as well, and they're going to panic, right?
One panicked last night without the storm.
But like, well, no, it was really fucking raining hard. It was raining hard,
yeah.
It was fairly hard in his window, like. But I remember, was it Christmas or just before Christmas when we had a real fucking crazy thunderstorm in the middle of the night? I remember the lights went out here and everything, and I had to run into the lads and kind of hug Fiona and make sure he knew it was all right. But I remember even myself, that was so crazy, so like went on for so long, you know, without any stop, that even I was like, oh fuck. Yeah. And I like thunderstorms, but I was like, oh man, that's intense.
Thing about that storm is it was worse for us because we're used to storms and winds coming from the other direction. So as in like structural damage that wouldn't have normally happened, like, because, you know, like we're not used to that. They were fucked, like, you know, they just needed a push in that direction. I
do think we'll be fine. I mean, look, it's just a storm. It'll pass. Yeah. Like you said to the kids earlier on, America's built wooden houses and they deal with this all the time. We're in concrete houses. We should be grand. Yeah. So look, we'll get through a few things quickly before we got to get off this, because I got to get this edited and uploaded before the power goes. Because they're talking, because if the power is going to go, it's going to go tonight.
Yeah.
Do you know, and while it's at its worst, and then probably be back by the morning at some stage. Even though, like,
what is the worst? Is that going to be like halfway in between? Is that what their measure at? Like,
I have no idea. I just know it must be shitty to be an ESB worker.
Oh,
imagine
they won't be
having to go
out
in this weather to try and fix stuff. Like, even when like things die down, it's still going to be pretty shitty outside as well. Wind and rain, and you're outside trying to fix this crap.
I'd rather be sent to a power station than one of those pylons, to be very honest.
Go fix that electrical wire while it pisses rain on top of you. So we'll have a quick look at some, crime news and movie news, because the Oscar nominations came out today. We'll look at that last. Crime news. There's lots of Irish stuff that I want to talk about this week. And this one in particular, because I'm happy with this one. This guy fucking deserves what he got. And that's Cathal Croghy, the former soldier who beat the shit out of a girl for telling him to stop being homophobic.
Yeah.
And he looks like a little fucking knobhead too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Natasha
I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at the fact that he got, finally got a bit of fucking justice. Because he was found, he pled guilty and got a 3-year suspended sentence.
Wholly suspended sentence. Yeah, he got to keep his job in the fucking defense forces, didn't he? I mean, like,
what did you want to tell him what he did again? Pretty
he's
fucking
better unconscious, like.
Apparently, like what he said afterwards on his Snapchat was it was 2 to put her down and 2 to knock her out. Jesus so Christ. That means he punched her fucking head. I've seen pictures of her face afterwards. It was fucking brutal. It was swollen, man.
Yeah.
But and that was because she came up and he was drunk screaming at some guy calling him a faggot across the road.
Yeah.
and
she told him.
And then he called her a faggot. He hit her 4 times. Bragged about it on fucking Snapchat like an idiot. Way. And apparently he was pleading innocent.
Yeah.
And then they bought the CCTV. Oh, he said it was self-defense. And then, I don't see how it's self-defense, buddy. Yeah,
There's no... In what world would that be self-defense even if she did hit him first? Like,
Yeah. I don't think I could never hit a girl back.
Push her away. That's self-defense.
That's as much as I do.
Punching her down. That's not fucking self-defense.
Boy, if a girl comes running at me and starts hitting me like crazy or punching me or something like that, chances are I'm probably just going to put her in a bear hug.
You are strong. You two are strong enough to do that.
Just hold her until she calms down, or she, or a cop comes, so hand her over.
Hand her over. She's your problem now.
That's what I do in that situation. I'd never fucking hit a girl. I just couldn't do it. I've never been able to do it. Now it's never crossed my mind. It's never something that, But I used to do the same thing to my brother. I hated the idea of hitting my brother when I was smaller. I didn't like getting into fights with my younger brother.
Yeah.
And I didn't like punching him. So when we actually did get into a fight, I never ever hit him in the head. Like we always punched each other in the body, like arms and chests and
I'll
stuff
be
like
honest, that's a good thing, seeing as you were 17 when he was born.
The other one. But like anytime he'd get like fucking really angry and start to try and fight me,
yeah,
I just wrestle him to the ground and sit in him until my mom came. So I just sit on top of him. My mom would hear all the commotion, come running into the room, and she'd be like, "Get off your brother!" He was trying to fight me, man. But I hated hitting him. Like I didn't like. I can still remember one time when we were kids, and I punched him in the head, and I felt so fucking bad.
Oh my god!
But I think it was just a case of he moved in the wrong place when I was punching, and it was it wasn't intentional, or I thought he was further away, and I was kind of trying to threaten him with it because he was fucking giving me shit. But we kill each other back. Like me and my brother are the best friends. And we were the best friends back when we were kids as well, like because we were close in age. There's only 2.5 years between us. Yeah, we had the same group of friends growing up and everything. But he just has a temper on him. So when he got pissed off, he'd come trying to fight, and I was always bigger than him. So now he's bigger than me.
Yeah,
but I can still take him. Oh, yeah. He's got an inch on me.
Yeah, an inch.
I mean. Yeah, but yeah. So I just from experience, I like that's mental.
Was it a man judge that handed down the first sentence? Because there was a lady judge today that handed down that sentence.
I don't know, but they kind of put it down to the fact that he got the easier sentence because they put it down to the fact that he was going to lose his job and all this because of it.
Rightly fucking so.
Hold on, and you're going to love this, right? When they were talking about sentencing today, right? His lawyers, to show how much he had suffered, pointed out that he had lost his job in the defence force.
Oh, I thought he got to keep it, sorry.
No, lost it. He now works for a meagre wage inside a warehouse. And here's the kicker. The real kicker. He also got expelled from his posh golf club.
Good. What's he going to do with the golf club if he gets shitty with someone, like? But that pissed me off. That just kind of told me what kind of guy he was straight away. Do you know, when you see, the golf club kicked him out and this is an issue. That's why you shouldn't go to jail for beating up a woman, because you lost your place in your fancy fucking club, you fucking dickhead. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Amy, I'm looking at a picture of him right now. I'd love to fucking hit him 4 times right in the face. I don't think I could stop though.
He had offered €3,000 in compensation as a token of his remorse. I'd be taking him to the fucking cleaners.
No, that's what he got as well. That was the decision today. It's 3,000 he has to hand out to pay her, which I thought was very low.
Can she not take a civil case? This is a criminal case, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, all I know is the court said she's got 3 years in jail, 1 year suspended now. So he's going to do 2 years in jail, which means he's going to do a year in jail.
Yeah.
And he has to pay her $3,000, which is very, very, I think is very, very low considering.
I think...
Like they said she's still going to therapy to deal with this. Do you know?
Like the judge as well today said that he had demonstrated shame and remorse, right? I mean, like, he might have done that since, but to send a fucking Snapchat is no demonstration.
There is a difference between... You see, that's the thing, right?
Of admitting guilt and him feeling shameful.
No. I think they mistake his shame and guilt for more shame of getting caught.
Yeah.
Feeling bad for himself that he was caught doing what he shouldn't have done. Or that he left himself get caught, or that he didn't think of... the CCTV, or that someone might see him.
Yeah.
I think that's what the disappointment is. I don't think it's the fucking fact that he did it. I think it's the fact that he got caught.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Anyway, he's going to have a fun year in jail. I'm sure they treat fucking woman beaters very well inside there. Enjoy hanging out with the pedophiles and sex offenders, buddy. Yeah. That's the department they're going to have to stick you in.
But yeah.
And I'm sure he'll get a few beatings exactly the same way he did to her, but it's fucked up. And what they said in the decision of changing the sentencing, because this was an appeal by the DDP to change his sentencing, from the 3 year complete suspended sentence to 3 years with 2 years on, 1 year off, and it was because they were saying it's pretty much telling fellas it's okay to go around and beat the shit out of women in the street and you get away with it. Like, you know? To a degree you get away with it. But I mean, fucking hell. I just thought it sounded so brutal when I heard it the first time. I didn't understand the reasoning behind it, but I also know that you know the kind of guy that's quick to temper like that. I mean, that seems so fucking... highly escalated. I've never seen that. I am telling you now, every single one of us has been in that position where you say something wrong. And I don't mean say or defend people. I mean, you know the type of guy that like you get wary of straight away. Straight away, Josh. I can pinpoint them. Every fucking girl can fucking pinpoint them. She just happened to find the one that would go like that fucking, I mean, like... I could pinpoint fellas that would do that to other fellas. I suppose I just didn't keep people like that around my circle. My circle, like, you know, it was... If you were like that, I probably didn't want to be your friend. Do you know? I have seen girls, like, you know, like, on the street, and, like, I saw a girl one night where I grew up, and there was two men passing her on the street, and she was waiting for a lift home after like Hazel's and after the club, and one guy started like, you know, and he was moldy, like he really fucking was, but he started like not catcalling, but it wasn't exactly complimentary either, like, you know. And she told him, and I was a bit bitchy, but at the same time she was kind of asserting herself, and she told him to keep walking, and he had to be held back by his friend. Josh, this is a fucking, I mean... It's scary. So I just don't see it. I mean, the worst I've ever seen, and even then I thought that was really fucking extreme when I saw it. I was like, Jesus Christ, that was intense. Was seeing another man screaming at a woman and like grabbing onto her, you know, in the street. And that was in Dublin. I remember my dad we were young, like. Yeah. And my dad was like, just keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. And I was like, should you not go over and do something? That was all that was in my head. But he had 2 kids with him. I understand why he couldn't. There was a crowd of people around it. There was plenty of people there doing nothing about it. You know? And I think as we were going away, I did see the cop car pull right up outside, you know, where they were. Yeah. But I remember thinking, that's intense. How could you do that? That just seems really fucking horrible. But again, this just seems to me, because I'm not used to it, it seems really fucking intense. It is over the top and intense, like, but I just didn't. I don't know. I know what it's like. I knew what happened, but I didn't know what happened. You know? But it usually doesn't get to that extreme. Usually, there's somebody like I said that after his friend tells him. Usually, there's somebody with a bit of cop. So where were other people? Like, do you know, like the people that were standing fucking around him should have been fucking accessories. But that's kind of how the murders in this country kind of go down with women, isn't it? It's not like It's not like the men usually go to the house with the plan of killing the woman. They go to the house with the plan of like seducing the woman or winning the woman back. And then they get angry and start fucking beating, and then the woman is dead.
Yeah.
Beating or choking or something, and then the woman is dead. And it's like, well, if I can't have you. And then... Yeah.
Or to the extreme in England with your man with a fucking crossbow.
Jesus
like,
Christ. That just seems so bonkers to me. Do you imagine walking outside and someone's coming at you with a crossbow?
Yeah.
Like the last thing in the world you're going to expect is to be attacked in your estate by a man with a crossbow. How many of them did he killed 2 of them and one of them survived, is that?
No, he killed 3 of them.
I thought it was the mother, he's ex, and I thought the sister survived the shot.
No, I think she might have survived for a while. It was the 2 daughters were killed with crossbow. The mother was stabbed. There was a daughter. I don't think she was hurt. I don't think she was at home at the time. And then the father, I think he's like a celebrity.
I can't say for sure, but I think is it something like he's a horse racing commentator or horse racing pundit or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Something along those lines. He's a pundit or commentator of some form for some form of racing. But that's fucking horrible though. Jesus Christ.
But there is more proof for you, like.
Our show is going to just start to depress me soon.
Move on
to more fun news. And this is Knock Watch.
This is still bonkers though.
So now he is, because I wondered how they were going to do this.
A jingle for that.
I have. That's why I kept a little slow. Why I stopped talking there for a split second. Don't worry, it's in there. When you hear it, it'll be there. But I wondered because he started getting fined, right? So if he goes, so anyone that doesn't know or hasn't heard earlier episodes where we talk about it, Enoch Burke is a teacher, who is a hardcore Christian, and he was working, I believe the school is super fucking. What is he? He's like, what type of religion is he again?
Is he?
It's one of these American
like one of evangelical.
But I think I read that the school was like that as well. But he was hired there, and then one of the students is transitioning.
Yeah.
And he refused to call them they them, or not that they were transitioning, because the they them doesn't mean they're transitioning. It just means they're not identifying as one or the other, isn't it? So
they're non-binary.
Yeah. So he refused to acknowledge this person as
they them.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I'm pretty sure. I think those were what the pronouns, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because of that, he got suspended.
Yeah.
With pay.
Yeah, he's evangelical Christian Protestant.
He's still getting paid, right?
Yeah.
So then he decided out of protest, he goes to the school every day, stands outside the school. And this turns into a huge court case. He gets fired from the school. Things fucking spiral out of control completely because he keeps turning up every day. He's getting paid by the education board because he's appealed the case. So until that's sorted, he keeps getting paid. But in the meantime, the courts put a fine on him. I can't remember what the fine was now. It was very high. I think at first it was something like $750 a day, and then they upped it to like $1,500 or something a day.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. I might be wrong. It might be more. But for every day he went back and stood at the school. He now owes the state €190,000 in fines. He's also done over 500 days in prison on contempt over 3 spans. Latest only ending at Christmas time.
If he doesn't own a house now, he's never going to own a house.
And he has been outside the school again since they came back from school break. Even though after school break, there was another week where everyone else was off because of this fucking snow.
And he still turned up.
Yeah, he turned up. No,
did he bring soup at least?
I have no idea. But they did the whole woe is me, look at me, I have to stand out in the cold kind of shit.
You don't have to stand out in the cold. You can stay in bed.
The thing about it is, if you go on Facebook and you look at the comments under, because this Burke family regularly post, and they're like, attacking politicians and confronting fucking bishops and shit like this, because they're not getting supported by their own religious leaders. And the comments underneath, they're getting a lot of support from fucking, these hardcore kind of nuts. Not even the hardcore nuts, and not even the like super Christians, but just, the homophobes and the fucking racists and stuff like that are all fucking egging them on, like, and saying, it's terrible what's happening to this family. The state are destroying this family. They have the right to this. They have the right to that. They forget that, like, it's fine to say they have the right to their religion, but the other people have the right to their beliefs too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
And you kind of got to go along with that a little bit. But I still have. I think I have the solution to this problem, and no one's listening to me. They need to have a daily pride parade right in that spot.
Yeah.
That guy's never. Or just put a big ass sign up there and say, if you support trans, gay, LGBTQ people, stand here.
And here, and here.
Or just hire one really, really, really camp flamboyant gay dude to stand there with the same sign. Do you know what? There's one of those arrow signs.
Yeah.
If you're gay, stand here. And just keep pointing it at him, and wherever he walks to, this guy just follows him and points it in the same spot. He'll bitch and moan about it online, but it won't be long before he stops going to that school.
No, because that will turn him into a martyr again.
Huh? You gotta die to be a martyr, so let's just shame him and not kill him. Boy, it's not. I don't understand why an opposing protest hasn't broken out there. Why there isn't people standing there with signs kind of slagging them off or busting balls, or do you know why
the opposite of
or is it
Westboro,
just a case of maybe we shouldn't
give him attention. Do not give him attention. This is what he wants. Yeah. If we do this, we're drawing more of him out, and
the longer we talk about him, the more he's going to be pitted. And if we go there and make a big deal on him, then more Christians are going to start looking at him. Yeah. So that's They should just do what they do in torture camps and stuff like that. I play the one song over and over and over and over again at the gates. I'm on a highway to heaven.
I think they used to use West.
Oh, I got it. While he's standing there, gay bar.
Oh, I'd listen to that all day, Josh. Don't know. Catchy.
I played a video for Tattoo's song. Do you know where the two girls kiss?
As soon as he started nodding his head along to it, I get video footage, like, proof.
YMCA every now and again. Oh no, just get the village people over to do a set right in front of them. They're the people we'll hire the village people to carry the sign.
I think you send RuPaul in and he would make shit of him in seconds, and he would do it in the classiest way.
Let's just
ever.
make this like the festival spot.
Yeah.
Oh God. They annoy the shit out of me when I watch their videos, and I do watch their videos sometimes because I'm curious to see what they're going on about, like what's their logic and all that stuff. And there isn't much logic to it. Like the most of them are banned from the actual courtroom now as well, because they kick up so much shit. And then
remember they had to be dragged kicking and screaming.
That's why the father's in jail now.
Why was he dragged kicking and screaming as well?
No. What happened was, because he's not the only one of them in and out of jail. His brother Isaiah, is it Isaiah or Isaac or Isaac? I don't know. Some biblical name. Of course it is. He's been in prison once, I think once, maybe twice, definitely once. I think he did like 200 or 300 days. And it was the same thing, kind of contempt of court. But the father was, they were being dragged out of court because they were screaming and roaring at the judge over comments being made or whatever. And the father hit a female guard or pushed the female guard or something. She fell over, and he fought the case. So I think he would have gotten like a suspended sentence or a fine or something like that if he had just pled guilty. But he fought the case the whole time, and he was like, if it happened, it was an accident. I wouldn't have knowingly pushed her over. I would have just been in the scuffle. But he's in prison at the moment, or he was in prison. I assume, again, he only got something like 200 days or something like that. So I mean, if he was in prison before Christmas, chances are he's probably out by this stage.
Didn't they try to sue NUIG as well at some stage?
I don't know. They got all tick with the post office because the post office had pride vans.
Oh, yeah, and they didn't want their post delivered in a pride van.
And it was, that's it. Sake. And I think they were a bit upset as well that they were using the Irish language to kind of promote it as well on the side and stuff. They're a weird fucking group. I mean, you said you saw videos of them in their church, and their church is like one of these over the top singing songs.
It's like the equivalent, kind of like, obviously a bit more low key, but it is not kind of like our country equivalent of Righteous Gemstones, like.
Yeah.
Not as flamboyant as the Americans.
But these would be the kind of guys. Yeah, these are the kind of guys that would be on the ground speaking in tongues and rolling around the place and shit.
No. More.
Apparently those I was told by a born again Christian that this is what happens at these things.
I didn't see that. I just saw as in like literally the three siblings, and they were up singing like the Carter twins, but all religious.
But do you know what's weird, that what's kind of fucked up though, right?
Yeah.
is I am surprised that he's been losing his cases, because I think the wording of our constitution and the wording of our law and the wording of European law and stuff like that kind of does side with him a little bit, I think. The way I was reading it, I might be wrong. I have no idea, because he has been losing the whole way along.
No.
And his family are all fucking lawyers, so I mean,
If they were good at their job, though,
they're talking about bringing this all the way to like fucking the European courts and all that kind of shit. Like, so
I wonder if what happened this week in America will swing in their favor.
I was literally going to transition with that. I was going to say this family really should just move over to the States at this point.
Well, having said that, if they all move over now, they'd all technically be female.
Yeah.
Wait a while.
I transitioned on the flight. My God, no!
Somewhere over the Atlantic. Lost my penis.
Oh, fuck. Good enough for him. Well, yeah, Trump has essentially set America back a couple of years and probably set most of the world back a couple of years with a bunch of executive orders his first day. My God. And then he has like Elon Musk walking around fucking Zig Heiling at people as well while he's at it, which is fucking mental.
I don't mean to laugh at
I
it.
can't believe he didn't goose step his way onto the fucking stage.
Did he?
No, he just he danced weird awkwardly and started fucking pumping up the crowd and jumping up and down, and he's a weird fucking man. I'm still convinced that guy, by the time this presidency is over, Elon Musk will be up for fucking some sort of fucking war crime or crime against humanity or something. I know that.
Like what?
I keep saying it. He is the real life Lex Luthor, and no one is seeing it yet. I think people are starting to see it. Actually, no, that's wrong. We're all starting to fucking see it now.
I think he looks most like him in the white suit in The Big Bang Theory. That always sticks in my head when he wears that white suit. I thought he was looks like Lex Luthor when he wore that white suit.
I only remember being The Big Bang Theory when he was in the soup kitchen fucking place. You know, it was like Thanksgiving and they all went out.
Was it How I Met Your Mother so? Because they were definitely looked like they were in a restaurant, but they were like maybe a country club. But he was wearing like a white suit, and I remember thinking then.
You thinking Iron Man?
I'm thinking Iron Man.
Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
With Mickey Rourke, isn't it?
I'm not sure which Iron Man, but you are dead right. It is Iron Man. Yeah.
I didn't even know who he was at that point. Like when I first
I think it had
saw
to be explained to me, but I remember.
I don't know. I was even saying it to my mother today. It's like, you look at it. She was like, he quit. I was like, you realize like he could do some serious damage. And my mom was like, well, it's only 4 years, like, and then he'll be gone for good. And I was like,
did you
not hear him tell America that this is the last time you got to vote? I mean, dictators don't need more votes, mom. And she's like, he's not that powerful. I was like, look at his inauguration. He was surrounded by the richest men in the world. The most money in the world is now surrounding this man.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they're all in it together. It's fucking crazy. It's scary. I don't like thinking about it.
No.
It's scary, you know? And then, like I pointed out to you today, is if he starts this shit with Denmark over Greenland and they genuinely get into a conflict, well, now America is in conflict with Europe. It's not Denmark, it's the EU. We are a group, we are one. That's the idea of a European Union. We're all there backing each other, which means America and Europe are in conflict if they go for Greenland.
But why aren't the UN taking the whole, we'll persuade them with the army?
He pulls out of all this thing. He doesn't listen to any of them. He's after pulling them out of most of the fucking... So he's after reversing all their climate change stuff. Pulling out that France treaty thing about climate change.
The Nice Treaty, is it? No.
I don't know why. It was some France.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, only two sexes, trans people, and all funding for trans and then LGBTQ stuff is pulled. It's gone. It's finished. There's no longer a quota of diversity hires and work, so Americans can go back to being racist when they hire people. It can be like whites only here. That's it.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's all gone. That's completely signed out now, so you do not have to take in like gender equality and all that. That's out the door for fucking work over there. They're mass immigration, like they're gonna round. They've like he sent out the army like to round up immigrants and get them the fuck out of the country. About the only positive to come out of this whole thing is Today, Trump signs executive order to release more JFK, RFK, MLK assassination files. No, hang on 1 minute. It's CBS News. This says more. When we read this earlier on, it said all. So, any remaining files from the assassinations of JFK, RFK, and MLK. So, I don't know. So, I mean, does this mean that the conspiracy will be finally put to bed?
Maybe.
And I talk about, obviously, Robert F. Kennedy in this, well, not Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy.
There's only 3% left of JFK's. It's left to be released, isn't it?
I have no idea. If it's all classified, how do we know?
Well, some of the files released in 2022 of the JFK files, weren't they? I'm pretty sure.
And what did they say?
I don't know. I didn't read them. Sure, it was like 97% of the JFK files, actually. I see here.
The only other positive thing about Trump being in office is that we're never going to be short of material on this show. Do you know?
We'll be going for at least 4 years.
I mean, you want to talk horror. This presidency is going to fucking be 100% it.
Yeah. It's going to fuel another American Horror Story series.
I think it could fuel another fucking American Civil War, man.
Oh, very easily.
Did you not think that all these fucking trans people and all these people are on that kind of side, you know, pro fucking, I don't know, pro equality, pro being nice, pro just fucking letting
being
people
a decent
be
person.
Yeah. Do you not think all those people aren't going to band together and fucking start protesting? And do you not think those protests are, I mean, look at America. Historically, when it comes to protesting, when it's one side against another, like, you know, they'll start hurling bricks at each other, and next thing there'll be petrol bombs thrown from one side to the other. Next thing there'll be gunfire. This is they're in for a very unsettled 4 fucking years, and that's about the only upside to this year when you think about it. When it comes to his idea of like starting to fucking, you know, take countries, because I know there's talk of Canada as well becoming a fucking state, but like, it's going to be hard for him to push everyone forward if he has his country so divided that they won't fucking back him. They're only half the country's backing him, because he needs a full army to do what he wants to do. That's the only positive here, is that they're so divided there that it is unlikely that they'd be able to keep their own shit together to fucking really do any damage when it comes to like war externally.
But like, historically, is that not like a huge problem? Like, so say like you have like your main king, and then you have like your kings under that king, but if your territory gets too big, like, it's really hard to keep like
everybody
the whole
happy.
And under control and
I always said that in Ireland back in fucking the medieval times. The kings spent their time literally going from one of their kingdoms to the other, just fucking defending them.
Peace,
but it was not even making peace, going up beating an army that's over. It's like, if you had like, we'll just say we'll put in the idea of 4 provinces now at the moment. They go up to Ulster and they secure their place in Ulster, but then they hear that their fucking kingdom down in Munster is after being taken over by the cunt that's in fucking Connacht. Then they got to go down and beat him, then go up to his place and beat him in Connacht again. And then they find out that someone's after running into Ulster and taking it over, someone from Leinster. So now you got to go back up to Ulster and then go down to Leinster and fight them people in Leinster. But the Munster guys after going up to Connacht and taking Connacht. That's the way, you know, that's literally a king's life in medieval time, is just chasing basically chasing the High Kingdom. You know, having the monopoly to be the High King, and every time you fucking win one spot, some fucker at the other end of the board is after beating you for the other spot, and you gotta go up there again. So I mean, I get that, like, but again, in modern day, you have drones and stuff. Yeah, how many soldiers do you really need when you can fight a war now by fucking your computer?
Or just press the red button.
Well, that would be a bit extreme. You can't really use the land if you fucking make it toxic. There's still parts of fucking Chernobyl. Well, there's still a big part of Chernobyl you can't walk through.
I think it is all part of Chernobyl.
Oh, yeah, that would be it. I would love to put on one of those toxic suits, or like the suits that fucking hazmat suits, and go through there. I think that would be cool as fuck to walk through it all.
I think it'd be very creepy. I think it'd be like walking through. No, it wouldn't. I'm not going to compare it to that, because that's actually very insensitive. No, but I think, like, you know, walking through it, I would find it overwhelming.
I'd feel like I was in the second Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes. When Caesar goes back to the house where he grew up with Franco's character, and it's all overgrown and trees and grass and stuff like that, but it's empty. And what else was there in it? Was did they do that in Godzilla as well?
think so.
I want to say they did that in the latest Godzilla, the first Godzilla of the series, didn't they? Where they kind of walk through this toxic area to find. Yeah, it's. I mean, it would make sense. Godzilla's made from nuclear stuff in there from the atomic. That was the original Godzilla was a response to America hitting Japan with the atomic bomb. That was their way of dealing with it. It was their way of processing it. Like Godzilla is fucking the American fucking atomic bomb coming in and destroying the city, and they have to rebuild it. Because I imagine how traumatic that must be. I mean, you and me were joking about generational fucking PTSD, and you know, why the Irish are so bad with their drinking is because we're still dealing with the famine all these 100 years. But how must the Japanese be with like you know, entire cities eviscerated in seconds?
It's just you understand that, like, you know, like the concept of it, but it's still really hard to wrap around.
It's terrifying. It's like, that's terrifying. Like, you know, like this country decided no, to be fair, you dragged that country into the war. Yeah. They didn't want to be in the war. They had no interest in you. You dragged them in, and then they were just like, okay, right.
And they were quite vicious.
Oh, the Japanese?
Yeah, the Japanese, they're scary.
They will just keep coming fighters. At you no matter what.
But they used every tactic in the book, no matter how bad it was.
Because they weren't afraid to die for the country. It was all honor based. Like they just run right into it. It's crazy. I see those war movies. You know, when we've watched Band of Brothers a few times now, and the Pacific and all that a few times now. It seems so intense. All those bullets flying past you, like in air. Like I always thought of it like when they're running at the fucking shooting. It's like you are literally running into air that could kill you. That's what it must feel like. It's like the air could kill me at any point because you can't see it coming. You can't hear it going. Oh, you're running, and at any point you could run into the wrong space of air that will kill you. Do you know?
Or there might be no spaces of air. Do you know that kind of way? It could be like heavy fire because those Japanese, they knew that they were running into like gunfire. They knew that, but like, I don't know whether to respect it or whether to be like
But I think any of those soldiers, like you'd have to just accept every morning that you're most likely going to die, and that's the only way you get through the day. We saw that in
something the way they were saying to the army, just accept that you have joined the army, you're dead. What is that in?
And if you get out the other end, it's a fucking bonus round.
Yeah, but you just stop thinking you're coming out the other end. You are dead, like is what they were like telling them. And then when you do get out the other end, like. You see, it must be so hard to switch back into it. If that is what you're thinking, like every day, it must be.
Well, that's why so many of them are fucked up afterwards, Amy.
I know.
Right. That's been like 35 minutes of doom and gloom. Let's talk about something fun because this is depressing.
You brought it on yourself, Josh.
Yeah, well, finally a bit of good news. 2025, we have been begging for what, like 2 years now?
Oh, yeah.
The Toxic Avenger reboot coming to theaters. Yes! Cineverse have announced the Toxic Avengers darkly comedic reimagining of Trauma's Entertainment 1984 cult classic of the same name is headed to theaters in 2025. Which one has been your favorite of the four we've seen?
Oh, the original.
First, kind of like the one where he goes to Japan though. That was a little one. He brings one back to Japan. And, but I, as much as I love the Toxic Avenger though, when it comes to Trauma, I think it was the Nukem High one.
Actually, I did Class of Nukem High.
Yeah, they always kind of, especially the first three. The newer ones are harder for me to watch. I think like when you're like doing low budget, you should stick with the 70s style fucking shooting of it or 80s style shooting of it. And it gives it kind of more authenticity. Yeah. And it's more fun to watch because I think when they're so clean and clear as they are today, HD, like you really have to have the right fucking style, the right everything. You have to be Hollywood set up like for that quality to really look professional, you know?
Have we seen pictures of this before? Because I'm looking at the picture.
Yeah. Have you seen one of Elijah Wood? As the bad guy.
I'm trying to make out his face here, Peter Dinklage's face.
On the small one, you can't really see it. So I assume Toxie is just going to be a small guy this time.
He looks now. I know the camera's pointing up, but he looks like he's going to be big from that picture. He's standing on a door there, like.
And I suppose it wouldn't be the first time Peter Dinklage has played a tall character. He's a giant in
Maybe he's not going to do any small characters anymore after he was given out by Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Maybe it's a career move.
That's it. I'm done with you little people.
Oh, Josh.
Go on, Michael Jackson on it in a few years. He'll have the surgery to extend his legs. I've always been tall. What are you talking about? That's ignorance. Shut up. But, I love Peter Dinklage. He's fucking awesome. I can't wait to see him in this.
As soon as I find out he's in a movie, I'm sold.
I cannot wait to see him in this. But see, the only thing that would make me think that he has to be big is in the original.
He's fucking
he's a small
toxic Avenger, like,
but
do you know
that's
what I
it.
mean?
He starts out small, skinny. He's a small, skinny nerd.
But that's why he has to be big, like, yeah.
What the fuck was his name before he's toxic? Herman something or something. It's supposed to be like a nerdy name. Hang on one second. Toxic. I haven't seen it in a few years.
It's now about 2 years, I'd say.
Huh?
Has to be only about 2 years.
What, since I saw the original Toxic Avenger?
No, since the last time we watched it.
Oh, yeah. Melvin Ferd Junko the Third.
There we go.
Well, yeah, fucking awesome. I am going to watch that again before we watch the new one. We'll have to watch all of them again before we see the new one. And if it comes to the cinema here, we are going to see it in the cinema.
Oh, yeah.
The Toxic Avenger in the cinema. That sounds fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind, like, the fucked up thing about it is everybody that has seen the movie and everybody that's in the movie is raving about how good this fucking movie is. It's got 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Man.
It was played at a film festival. It got rave reviews.
Sundance, was it?
I can't remember, but I think it is, yeah. But the fucked up thing is they were like, it's unmarketable. No one will fucking come to it. But like, what are you talking about? I don't get this.
People were gagging for it.
Well, no, see, we're gagging for it. We're trauma fans. There is a very small pocket of us.
See, did Terrifier change their minds because people thought there was only a small pocket for Terrifier, and then everybody's like, "Oh, holy shit!"
I think stuff like that helps. That you do see like smaller, lower budget movies now kind of making moves.
Yeah,
and people do move away from the main Hollywood. So I think again, like even the streaming services and all that have kind of made that a difference as well because you're getting so much constantly. Do you know?
Oh yeah.
That. There's so many platforms that there's so many spots to be filled that there's just movies, TV. I mean, like how many of the classic TV shows and movies from our fucking childhood are getting rebooted, remade, fucking coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's sitcoms that have been fucking dead and buried for about 20 years that are fucking back. Frasier's back. I mean, you know.
I'm just waiting for Chime to come back.
I'm sure fucking will at some stage. Malcolm in the Middle is coming back this year.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, I never thought I'd see that.
Buffy, I'd be surprised if she didn't do.
They have been on about that for years and years and years and years. To be fair, I don't think you could really have Sarah Michelle Gellar jumping around the place again. I mean, she looks great.
No, you could have her as the librarian.
Yeah. Or you'd reboot it.
I'd reboot it and have her as kind of like a reinvented Giles. Like she'd still be kind of like the Guardian.
I like her in Dexter.
I do like her in Dexter. If I was a career woman, I'd want to be. No, I am. Do you know what I mean? If I was a woman in that kind of career, I'd want to be like her. She's an extremely strong kind of character.
I'm looking.
She takes no shit.
Dexter. And do you know what? I like the new guy playing him. It doesn't feel different. It feels like I'm watching
Irish.
Dexter. He's yeah. But something Gibson. I can't remember the first name.
Mel.
But it feels like I'm still watching Dexter. Like, you know, it doesn't feel like any different. It doesn't.
The casting's perfect. Even Debbie.
The only one that's kind of a bit weird is Harry because he is very different from the original Harry. But I like him. I prefer him.
Yeah.
Even though Remner is that
he's back for
the next one. And Uma Thurman has joined that cast.
I like.
So that's going to be crazy. I know there's going to be a lot of people rolling their eyes when he survives. But I have always been really, really fucking curious as to what it'd be like after he got caught. Do you know?
I mean, like...
You know, they seeing him in prison, seeing him fucking seeing people try to work his case, seeing him on the run even, you know, I think is going to be entertaining. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a kind of thing to it as well. And seeing how, you know, like the likes of fucking Batista deals with this. The likes of his son is back in it as well. So that's... And
does Michael C. Hall, like he's definitely coming back for that one?
Yeah, they're filming it.
Oh, okay.
He's currently filming right now. He is 100%. Because do you not see the start of Original Sin? They show him surviving. And then this is Original Sin is his life flashing before his eyes.
I know, yeah, but I was wondering if you survive, and the only logical way that I could see myself getting out of it is if I got a sex change, and I could see how you thin down his nose and gave him chin fillers. You could turn him into Uma Thurman. And you could say you could turn him into Uma Thurman and get away with it.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I suppose that's what the interesting part about this is we have no fucking idea how they're going to do this. Do you know? It's just kind of wait and see. Like I say, Jack Alcott, he's back as Harrison. James Remmer is back as Harry, and David Zayas is back as Batista. I do like the casting of Batista in Original Sin as well.
Fucking on.
Very fucking good. So, yeah, then we'll get that later this year.
Yay.
When did it say? Yeah, because they're filming it now. I think the idea is when Original Sin's over, that it'll be a brief wait before you get Resurrection.
Okay.
And there's talk then of a Trinity Killer series being made in the future that they said is, it's still in early development, but they have gotten one of my favorites,
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow signed on to voice the narrator.
Oh yeah.
Same way Dexter,
Yes.
Michael C. Hall does. I suppose last thing before we finish up, right, is the Oscar nominations.
Fuck you, Oscar. I'm joking.
Yeah, they fucking... Well, see, I was going to go on as like snubbing the Irish, and then I remember the Cillian Murphy one shit last season. So, but I mean, I could...
I had high hopes for... I'm disappointed for them because I just fell in love with the movie.
Considering the amount of nominations they've gotten in every other award ceremony, you know, the Brit Awards, and the other ones in America and all that, smaller ones in America and stuff like that. I thought they would get some bit of a nod in there. I didn't think they'd win. I thought they'd definitely get in there. But it's a great movie, it's a really rewatchable movie as well. It's a kneecap. Ever since I've watched it, all I want to do is watch it again.
I watched it again. I didn't want to say to you that I'd watched it again. I thought you'd be like, let's watch this again.
Again, I can't, obviously, it's... If you don't know Irish, you're going to have to read subtitles. Right. But if you have any knowledge of Irish, it's not like extremely difficult Irish to fucking follow. Do you know?
And it kind of comes back. It does, like.
And it's really entertaining. It's really funny. I mean, there are some fucking hilarious parts in it. When they mix up the ketamine and the cocaine, it is fucking hilarious watching them on stage.
Yeah.
But I had really hoped that they will get to, just so that they will, I wanted to see them there.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see them show up in their big fucking Humvee with their fucking red, white, and green fucking flares going on. One of them going in there wearing a fucking tricolor balaclava.
Is that the reason they didn't make the nominations? Because
maybe
America were just too fucking scared of them, like.
But it's a pity. But horror did well.
Horror did very well.
Because I know that how many did The Substance get? It's got a fair amount, didn't it?
It's after being nominated for a lot. Is it like 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, is it?
It's got Best Picture, Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Makeup and Hairstyle.
Is it did Margaret Qualley get nominated? No. Just trying to have a look.
I don't think so.
Just Demi Moore.
I know Demi Moore did, so I would assume she's the best performance by an actress in a leading role, unless both of them got it.
I know. I'd say Margaret Qualley would be supporting role.
She had a big chunk of movie though.
She did, but the movie centers around Demi Moore. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Nosferatu, which we'll be watching after this, is Best Cinematography, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and Best Costume Design. I would have thought it might get
Best Actor.
Yeah, best.
I was wondering. I was just looking there. I saw audition tapes today by Lily Rose Depp, and I was thinking, surely there is a nomination there as well somewhere. But
well, we'll find out after this. And Alien Romulus got Best Visual Effects nomination.
Yeah, I can understand that.
No Terrifier 3. Does it not deserve some fucking special effects?
But I will say
especially
as well,
for the budget that it's made on, you know, I think it deserves some bit of a nod. Again, it's just a small nod. Everywhere else is fucking nodding at it and saying, look at this, look at what it's done this year. Made 80 fucking million. Like, if this shit is built on merit and how good these movies are, or how well they're fucking made, and how much money they draw, and how much fan power they draw, this got 7 million, I think, is where it finished up. Out of 2 million budget?
Yeah, but again, I think it depends on where it's released, how it's released. It has to be shown in a certain few theaters.
They did get a wide fucking release.
I know it got a wide release, but there is literally like a handful of theaters. I think it's in fucking Hollywood or LA that it has to be shown.
Hollywood elite.
Do you know, that's why
yeah.
like Kneecap was best international. Otherwise, like all of these like international ones that don't get released over there couldn't be nominated for the Oscars. Do you know? It's ridiculous. There's all these ins and outs. Like it's very.
We're never happy though. We're just complaining. No, to be honest, we're like, oh, Horror did so well, but they didn't give us this and they didn't give us
Dickheads.
that.
They're
We
just
want
following
more.
the rules, Josh.
Huh?
Rules.
We want more.
Rules.
No. More substance, because there was nothing but butts in that movie.
You
More
were
butts.
very happy with that movie.
More butts.
See more butts.
And sexy Demi Moore and her dangly booby kind of weird. She was creepy in that.
She
But I love the
was.
pictures she put up after.
That was class. I think that if I got into costume that day, I'd be sending you some class sexy pictures. You'd just get bombarded.
She is still a gorgeous woman, though, to be fair to her.
Oh yeah, out of that costume.
Out of the costume, yeah.
It's a very like
In the
she's
costume,
gorgeous.
still would.
Just to say,
Oh, there'd be a sex tape for you.
if I came home to you dressed like that, would you for the crack?
Huh? Do you know what's weird, right? Remember I was telling you I read the comic book. It was the Fight Club sequel comic book.
Yeah.
And it was done. It was an official thing. Like it was, the
Yeah.
creator of Fight Club made this sequel to the comic book. And as far as I know, there's a third one now. I gotta go read it. But that's the only way I could describe the little characters that were in it. There was they were. I think the idea was that they had that Benjamin Button kind of syndrome thing. But the way they looked, they essentially looked like Demi Moore at the end of The Substance. You know, when she's like fucking like proper old and haggard looking.
Sorry. Okay, I've just forgotten what you said. It was a sequel to
Fight Club.
Oh yeah, was it pretty.
You can say whatever you want. I have no idea.
So like as in, but it's the reverse. So that they were young, but they were like they
Look, I'm afraid that someone who loves comic books like this is going to fucking hear me and freak out because I can't really remember. I'm not going to commit to anything because I can't remember. I rushed to read it.
Right. There is a real condition though like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Benjamin Button thing where they get like they kind of get smaller and stuff like that.
No.
I have seen this. They look
before their
properly
time.
young.
It's not like they go backwards, but they age.
They're
so
young, but they age really
have a
quick.
body of a 90-year-old, like, and they could be 10.
Oh, that's what it was. That is exactly what it was.
Thank you. Why didn't you just fucking listen to me? I was telling you what it
That
was.
was exactly
My
what it was.
God.
That's fucking terrible.
When I was young, I watched a documentary on it. No, okay, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I was like 10 at the time. I watched a documentary with my mom, and I was like,
I remember this
what's wrong with
documentary
them?
being on.
See? And they were all at a birthday party, and I was like, Mari's age. I was like, what's wrong with him, Mom? And she was telling me, and I was like, can you catch it? And she was like, no, it's in their genes. And I didn't understand what genes were the longest time.
You walk
and
around
I thought
pantsless for months.
no, but I thought it was like dying genes, and that's why Mom was like making me like wear shorts and like tracksuits and spreading out the materials that I was wearing. That jeans were fine every so often, but that these kids had worn them every day of their lives. And then I copped on after a few years, about 10, like.
A few years?
I didn't know what jeans were.
Okay, if you'd seen me.
I also did biomedical engineering in college. Guess how I get on with that one. That's when I clicked that jeans weren't in jeans.
Oh my
Joking.
God. Okay. Let's get out of here and watch Nosferatu before our power goes out. America, good luck. Ireland, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.